like life or death situations, and a lot of our sisters be dying over things like this.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 28:61. I'm actually showing, and this is who we're trying to reach out to. We're trying to reach our young,
Right.
but they are clueless in the sauce about what life is even about. They're so entrapped on their phones, social media, the different crazes of today, that they don't see that they're destroying themselves.
That's right.
No, it ain't a different generation. No, it's not. No.
I say that because the upbringing is a different generation. Now, we didn't come up with on social medias or the phone. So children of the day, that's how they learning, on social medias, the phone, the tablet.
But who should be over those children? Parents.
Right.
What are the parents not doing? Teaching their children boundaries.
Right.
Because this technology is going to destroy them. That's what it's meant
what
for.
I'm saying. That's the generation they are raised in.
Right.
If we go back to the old school ground, then they'll learn more.
Oh,
By
and
teaching them the word, but now parents don't teach them.
nothing. They don't teach them nothing.
I don't go to church, or I go to church, but I haven't been to church in so long because they don't talk about Jesus. They talk about other things.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to hear it, because if you ain't talking about Jesus, you ain't talking about nothing to me.
All
That's
praise.
just
That's
my opinion.
That's good. That's good, sis. And let me add on to that. Deuteronomy 28:61.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. Also, every sickness,
Every what?
every sickness, and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law.
Is yeast infection written in that book of the law? No. Is gonorrhea written in the book of the law?
No.
Chlamydia, is that written? No. But the Lord says that there are certain sicknesses that's not even written in this book that you're going to catch for breaking my laws.
Right.
A lot of our sisters catch yeast infections
Right.
wearing pants.
Right.
It's a simple fix.
Not necessarily, because you can get
When most sisters get yeast infection, they'll tell them to increase their water intake and wear loose clothing.
You know?
get yeast infection for ampicillin, medicine.
But also you get yeast infection from your vagina not airing out.
That's right. That's
So God already had in the law what our sisters must wear. And that's for y'all body type. Y'all body type is different from a male.
That's true.
Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Until what?
Until thou be destroyed.
And most of us are destroyed through ignorance of God's law.
Right.
It is our time to take over the young generation. Ourselves, we're not old. I come from that generation, so I know what I'm talking about when I say about social media and all that stuff. My parents were strict on me. I grew up in the 90s. I'm young. I grew up in the 90s. I had to be in at the house before the street lights came on. I could not stay out late. I couldn't be with my friends too late at night without calling the phone. That was my upbringing with my parents setting boundaries.
Right.
And a lot of the children of today don't know boundaries. Why? Give me Exodus 20, verse 13 now. I'm going to show you one boundary that's God's 10 commandments. Read that.
Exodus 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the earth.
You see that? It says honor, meaning hold your father and mother at high esteem, that your days may be long upon the earth. Because the natural order of life is your parents is supposed to instill their life experience in their child, that the child goes farther than the parents. But in today's society, there's more people in my generation that's dead and buried right now, and their parents outliving them. That's out of order.
Right.
That is out of order. The parents should never outlive their offspring. That should never be. I can understand terminal illnesses and diseases that the child was born with. That's a whole different story. But with the parents not teaching the laws of God in their household, and the children not honoring or reverencing the words of their parents, what's going to happen? Read that again.
Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land.
So I can honestly say, Sister Thomas, there's a lot of brothers and sisters in my generation that did not honor their mother and father.
You know?
Hence, they're dead right now.
Right.
They are dead because they didn't honor their mother and father. So that means that that's a true statement right there. And what about you, brother? What do you think about that? About the children of today going with fashion, because we mentioned about the dresses, and the honorance, the reverence towards parents.
Children these days don't honor their parents like they used to. It's a different culture.
Why? Why is it different?
Because everybody too interested in instant gratification. They're not paying attention to what's around them, what's present to them. They're paying attention to what's going on online, what's going on 500 miles away, what's not going on 5 feet from you. Somebody's suffering right next to you. You worried about your friend down the street. They just got a new pair of J's. You worry about the wrong thing.
So, what's your name, brother?
Corey.
Corey, nice to meet you. So, Corey, is it safe to say it's the parent fault versus the child fault?
You could say it's the parent fault, but you could say it's the same
I can't blame the society. I grew up in this society. I didn't turn out that way. I didn't go down that street. And my parents was hard on me. I couldn't have no girlfriends and stuff like that. I couldn't do none of that stuff. I had to stay busy in my studies and busy in extracurricular activities. But that was my parents. That was how they raised me. So would the brunt fall on the parents? Would the brunt fall on the children? Or would the brunt fall on society?
Like you say, your parents, they were hard on you. They made you study. My parents were the exact opposite. I did what I did, and that's just what it was. Okay, I got to be successful because that's what I wanted to be, not because that's what my parents pushed me to be. Now, society made it a little harder for me to do it, but I went out there and did everything that I could. I went to school. That helps having knowledge.
But those are positives.
Those are positives.
Of what your parents don't know, like education, bettering yourself. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about good instillment of moral law.
Yeah.
We don't have that today. We don't. And watch this. Read this. Because you said you like Christ, right?
Peers has a lot to do with that too.
I agree. Go ahead, Sister Thomas.
Following peers. You know, you can be a preacher's kid, and they teach you all the morals.
Preacher's kids are the worst.
Exactly. So if they get with somebody being in church all day long, 7 days and whatever, and they get to with somebody else, they may want to follow what they do. So I don't put it all on the parent. And you have parents that don't know Christ, don't know Jesus, don't know God, don't know about them. So how could they instill anything about Jesus in them?
Okay, I'm gonna answer that with God's word. Let's see if it falls on the parent, the society, which is a collection of parents,
Right up.
or if it falls on the child. Read.
Psalms chapter 78 and verse 4. We would not hide them from their children, showing to the generations to come the praises of the
Showing
Lord.
what?
To the generations to come.
So wait a minute. That means that the weight is on the parent to show the judgments of God and the laws to the generation to come.
Bring
that
it
means
out.
to the future.
Bring it out.
Read.
The praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he had done.
Read.
For he established a testimony in Jacob
Read.
and appointed a law in Israel,
Read.
which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
He did what to their fathers?
That he commanded our fathers.
Our what?
Our fathers.
So the blunt is on the parent.
Right.
Now when a child becomes of age and they decide whatever they want to do, that's on them at that point. But while they're under the roof of that parent has full acknowledgement of all the action that's going on in that child's life.
So what is of age of a child?
What do you mean? Of age?
You say when the child come of age.
Okay, so an adult, according to the scriptures, is at the age of 20. 18, you're still a teenager. 19, you're still a teenager, hence teen. So when you become of age of an adult at the age of 20, that's when most of the parents would kind of let the reins off of their children and kind of let them do what they need to do in life. But a lot of us do that too soon. We do it at 13. We do it at some of us at 11.
Right.
No, I remember my parents, I couldn't talk while they was talking.
Right.
They'd be like, hey, bro, you better shut up. This grown folks business.
Right.
So that means you need to shut up and be a fly on the wall.
Right.
You need to learn in silence. We don't have reverence like that today. You know why? Because the parents of today are not pushing that fear into their children.
Right.
That's why. You mentioned it, Corey, and I agree 100% with you. A lot of our generation want to be on the TikTok, the Instagram, X, Snapchat. We want to be as our children, and we don't see ourselves like our children.
Right.
Totally different. Because if you saw somebody like somebody, you're gonna move them in certain ways. Like, hey, I was your age at one point in time. I did X, Y, and Z. I don't want you going down this way, so I want you to do this. But if you live in, so when you compare yourself as something, that's a bad thing, because now you're trying to be better than it.
That's right.
But if you compare yourself like something, that means that I see certain traits that's in you that I was hung up on, and I'm gonna help you out of those things.
Right.
That's the difference. And I agree with you, Corey. We do that all the time. So, Sis Thomas, hey, Boss Will, hey, you come by to our school, because we got our flyer information on the back.
I sure will.
Hey, call us.
All right.
You got any questions?
I appreciate your knowledge.
Yes, ma'am. So Corey, going back to that. That's why I said the brunt of it falls on the parent. It does, whether you know it or not. I know in certain states, it was certain offenses that happened to the child. The parent would actually get charged. Did you know that? So that means that the brunt of the responsibility does fall on the parent. It does. You procreated that seed into a child. Now it's growing up under your tutelage, under your household. It must follow your rules.
Right.
And it must learn structure and order. Go back to Exodus real quick. I want to bring out a point with that reverence, that honoring of the mother and the father. I'm going to show you what it instills in the children that we don't have today. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land.
And you see that the father is first. In most black households, the father is absent, either in jail or the baby mama just a hoe. I'm gonna just be real with you. She's just jumping around from Tom, Dick, Harry, Tom, Dick, all the way around. So why is the father gone? And why is it that scripture mentions father and mother? It means that it must be marriages.
That's right.
We don't push marriages in our community.
Right.
We don't. Not even in the Christian church, they don't push marriage in the community. They don't. Read.
Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord shall give thee.
And your father and mother are your first authority figures on the planet Earth. If you can't listen to your father and mother, will you listen to the police?
Well, not. You have a problem with authority. You've never had authority instilled into you at that point.
And it's a reason why God has it like that. Your first point of authority is your parents.
Right.
If you can't even listen to your mom and your dad give you directives or commands, you can't listen to the police. What's going to happen to that person? What's going to happen to him?
Well, at some point they clash with authority. Authority taking it upon themselves to clash with them.
And watch, I'm going to show you, Corey, that scripture. Hey, brother, what's your name? Harold, nice to meet you, brother. I'm Sakina. All right, so Harold, I'm talking with Corey about really the degradation of our community and how we lack leadership even in our households.
Right.
And we have to instill those things back into our households, especially us men. We must do that, or we're going to lose our community. Because community is common unity. But in what? We got to have common unity in God's law.
Right.
That's what we have to have common unity in to build a healthy community.
That's right.
All right? Read what you got.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
You see that? That's a divine order. You got God, Christ. So that actually depicts that Christ and God ain't the same.
Right.
So you got God, Christ, man, woman, then the children. That's order. Man, what's your name, brother? Right here? Corey? Yeah. Oh, so I got two Corys. Corey, Harold, right? All praises. Nice to meet y'all, brothers. So that's divine order. But how do they have it now? They have Satan, woman, kids, man.
Right.
Why we at the bottom, bro? We don't get no respect.
Break it up.
We don't get no respect, bro. We don't. So that's the unholy order. Satan, women, children, then man is last. But God say God, Christ, man, woman, children. That's the divine order.
Right.
Romans 13:1. Because I want to go back on Corey's point. He mentioned about if you can't follow after your parents, you're going to have a hard time following the cops. You're going to have a hard time. But let's see that that's scriptural what you said, Corey. 100% scriptural. Read it.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Unto the what?
Unto the higher powers.
That's authority. That's people set up over you. Read.
For there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
So God ordained all the powers that's above you because he's the top power.
Break it up.
So that means the presidents that's ordained on top, it was already picked. It was already decided. The Lord already knows that.
Right.
He has certain men on over us to move us in a certain direction. Read.
Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisted the power.
So if you resist those powers, those branches of order and structure or authority, what's gonna happen?
Resisted the ordinance of God.
You breaking God law, because God set them in order. That boss that you hate, God set him up to be your boss in that time frame that you had that job in. God set that up. Read.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
What?
Damnation.
And I agree wholeheartedly with you, Corey. If you can't listen to your parents when you get pulled over, oh man, I ain't do nothing, I ain't doing this. And they pull that gun out in your life. Hey, what's your excuse? All they asked for was your license.
Right.
Just give it to them. I had the talk. My dad gave me the talk. But do we give our children the talk about, yes, the black skin that you in ain't the same? Do we ever say that? No. Because we want our children to be ignorant to the fact of who they are.
Right.
We want them to be, everybody is the same. Everybody bleeds red. But there are different blood types. So even my red blood can't go into somebody else if they don't have the right blood type. So God works around differences. He works all the way around differences. And we don't embrace those differences to see who we are.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.